This is Dreams of Jeannie, and I'm in my closet again. I finally made myself get back into this yesterday and did some work in here, and I did a short video and promised a longer video today, which is what I'm working on now. And I have done some work in here. A while back, I went through all of my purses, and I have a bin right over here that you can't see. My camera's on a tripod, and I've got it propped up on a chair to make it high enough, so I'm not going to move it around unless I have to. But I have purses I'd gone through. I have all of my jackets I went through a while back and decided I would just keep them all for now and then kind of see what I wear this winter, and then I'll get rid of some later. And I've got nice hangers to put them on. Just miscellaneous tops here with more hangers. Summer tops here with hangers to put them on. I still have to do the hangers yet. And I've gone through all these tops back here. Mostly those are all running things that right now I just don't want to get rid of. And then on this side, I went through skirts and got rid of a couple that clearly won't ever fit me again. And my dressy tops, I was going to get rid of some of those and decided, no, I'm going to just keep them because I like them all, even though some of them are kind of similar. And I will, if I don't wear them this winter, maybe then I'll get rid of some rather than do it all now. And then just all the tops I wear kind of on a regular basis. And then all my nicer pants. And I hung them all on these hangers or just individually on hangers. You can also stack these hangers. Somebody had told me that early on to buy. Look at that, see? You can stack them like that too if you don't use that other kind. That's kind of a nice way to do it. And then I went through my shoes. I currently have a pair of cowboy boots. I just bought a new pair of boots last week. I went to, DSW and got a new pair of black boots. I was way overdue for. I like to wear these over jeans or leggings. I've always loved my boots. And then I have a pair of brown boots with high heels. I don't know that I've ever worn those more than once. And then I have a couple other pair of boots that I might or might not wear. If I don't, I'll get rid of them. And just some winter shoes and some short boots for more dressy times. And then my husband's stuff. Eventually, I will put all these things on hangers. I plan to, in the next couple of weeks, get this stuff all donated. And I've got a bunch of coats. I went through our coat closet, too. I had a long wool coat, kind of charcoal. I bought probably in the 90s. It was really expensive. I bought it at, it's now Macy's, but it used to be Famous Barr, St. Louis store. And my mother and I went to get it together, and that's kind of one of the reasons I didn't want to get rid of it. Just made me think of her. But it had gotten some damage to it just being in a closet and not being worn for a long time. So I got rid of that and a couple of her coats that I cannot wear my mother's coats. I just can't. Got rid of those and my husband's coats. So we have a whole pile of coats to get donated too. Going through stuff and getting rid of stuff is kind of freeing. It's kind of liberating to unload stuff you know you don't need, that you just haven't tackled because it's hard and it's work. Kind of like life. And I was going to kind of talk about life redo in the midst of closet redo, because I am currently working on revamping me in my life as well as my closet. And I've been working on, I've mentioned it before, taking better care of myself and changing around how I'm dealing with things going forward, making sure I'm making time for me, my yoga, exercise, which is really important because I have back issues and I had lost a lot of strength with the back issues, plus with breast cancer medicine, which weakened my bones. And all those things have contributed to me just not being nearly as fit as I used to be. I was a runner. I ran a marathon in 2016, very slowly, but I ran it with my daughter. And I ran, I don't know, 7 or 8 half marathons and a bunch of 5Ks over the course of probably 15 years. So I know I could do that. It's just I'm out of shape. And the older you get, the harder it is to get back in shape. And I'm trying to work on, how do I want to say it? My state of mind. And trying to stay positive and stay focused and looking forward. And when you've gone through a lot of things like we have, like so many people do, it's really easy to get stuck in that mindset of despair, depression, discouragement, and it takes a lot to push yourself out of it. And I've been working on that, not always successfully. One reason I started the YouTube channel was to work on pushing myself out of, the doldrums, out of the dumps, out of just the kind of frame of mind, and we have a more positive outlook on life. I'm generally an optimistic person. I always say you can't keep a good girl down for long. I might have a down day, and the next day I'd get back up and I'd tackle things again. I was losing that a little bit. There have been so many. It's just like we've just had blows like this over the last several years, and it's just been one thing after the other. And it gets harder to hold your head up and forge ahead and keep a positive attitude when those things keep happening. So I've been kind of using for myself the example of revamping my closet and getting rid of the clutter and getting rid of the stuff I don't need. And I've been kind of equating that to me in my life and who I am, and getting rid of the clutter in my life and getting rid of the things I don't need anymore, the things that don't serve me. The things that don't serve me are frustration and despair and disappointment and not being optimistic and being pessimistic. I'm not that way normally, but sometimes it's hard to get yourself out of the mindset. So, closet redo, me redo. Anybody can do that. It's not easy. And I am not using myself as an example of that. And I can, in the first one to say, I'm not so good at it all the time. I'm lacking plenty of times in that department, but I'm trying. I'm going to keep working on this closet. I'm going to get all the hangers changed out, get rid of these clothes and make some room. I'd like to have a little place in here where I could, really look in my mirror and do more with these shelves back here and utilize it better than I do now. When we first moved in here, there was just boxes in here everywhere. And at least things are unpacked, but I made such a mess in here. It's been hard to walk in here and not want to run back out screaming. So I'm pleased that I've made some progress in the closet, and I'm pleased that I've made some progress with me. And I think that was what the equivalency I was looking for was just closet revamp and a me revamp. And a me, not maybe a revamp so much as just a me, is a redo of my thinking in the last few years and a redo of my mindset going forward, because it's all, mindset's everything as far as what you can do and can't do for yourself and how you approach things going forward. And I know we still have some ups and downs in front of us. My husband has a procedure next week because he has a kidney mass, and we're very optimistic about that, but it is another thing to deal with. So, everybody has those things. And I am trying to not get back in that same mindset of despair I was in a year ago, because a year ago I was struggling. And I don't want to do that again. And so my closet's a good way to start. And it got me started doing my YouTube channel. I think that was the first things I was maybe talking about on my YouTube channel was my closet. And I will probably at some point later do a progress update, but it's not like day to day I need to talk about it now. But there you go. I just think that I'm making progress on the closet and on me. And isn't that what it's all about, is making progress and moving forward? So there you go.